Guys, welcome back to TechDose, and in this video we will look at the map of highest peak problem, which is from Leetcode number 1765. Let's now read the problem statement. In this problem you are given an integer matrix is water of size m by n that represents a map of land and water cells. Is water ij equals to 0 means it is a land cell. Is water at ij equals 1 means it is a water cell. You must assign each cell a height in a way that follows these rules. The first rule is the height of each cell must be non-negative. Then if the cell is a water cell, its height must be 0. Any two adjacent cell must have an absolute height difference of at most 1. A cell is adjacent to another cell if the former is directly to north, east, south or west of the latter, that is, their sides are touching. Find an assignment of height such that the maximum height in the matrix is maximized. Return the integer matrix height of size m by n, where height at ij is cell I, j's height. If there are multiple solutions, we can return any of them as the result. Now, if we look at the constraint, in our constraint section, the size of the matrix is 10 to the power 3 rows and 10 to the power 3 columns. So the maximum can go to 10 to the power 6 number of cells. So definitely the solution will be somewhere around order of n, because if you go to a higher number, then there is a chance of exceeding 10 to the power 8. We should always compute within 10 to the power 8 computations, right? Now let's look at the examples which are given here. So if you look at the first example, in this case the given matrix has values 0, 1, 0, 0. The 1 is actually the water cell. As you can look, this is a water cell, right? So the zeros values are the land cells. Now in this particular case, if we try to traverse from the water cell and try to assign the adjacent values of land, like let's say the water cell will always be assigned a 0 value and the adjacent land values will be 1. Now again I will be traversing to each of these land values and I will be assigning their adjacent values, which are not traversed definitely, to a new height which will be +1. So this will become 2, and that is how the values have been assigned as 1, 0, 2, 1. Because we will be starting at the water, therefore the water value will always be 0, and all these adjacent cell will be getting a +1 value, and all their adjacent cells will be getting even a +1 value on top of this. So if you can think, this looks like a level order traversal, right? The BFS level order traversal. If you look at the second example, in this particular case, if you look at all the values, then you will be getting here 0, 0, 1. As you can see, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, and then you have all the zeros. So you have two water bodies. The 1 and 1 are actually the water bodies. So if you start doing BFS from both of them parallelly, then you will find that the adjacent cells of this water body are these three cells. So these will be getting a +1 value. So these all are marked. Okay. Now the adjacent cells of this 0 will be this one and this one, right? So this is getting a +1 height. Now all the cells are marked except for these two cells. So the adjacent values will be getting +1 and +1 value. So this is simply a level order traversal problem, right? So you can imagine that this will be falling in level number 1 and this will be falling in level number 1 for this 0. So since we need to parallelly do level order traversal, so such kind of BFS is called multi-source BFS. So in the multi-source BFS, we need to do BFS from multiple source parallelly. They will be growing in all the directions, right? So let's see how to do multi-source BFS. Now before looking at that, in the problem statement we were mentioned that we can do 4 directional traversal. So I will be taking all these 4 directions to be up, right, down, left in this order. And if I am at XY coordinate, then I can easily calculate that if I need to go up, I will be going to x minus 1 comma y. So I can make a direction array and simply I will be making an update with x minus 1 comma y plus 0, right? And simply I can similarly, if I want to make the right call, then I will make x plus 0 and y plus 1. And similarly, if I make down call, then x plus 1 and y plus 0, and if I make a left call, then x plus 0 and y plus minus 1, right? So this direction array will come in handy for making all the 4 calls without having to write the 4 calls separately, right? Now let's look at an example. In this case, 1 means water and 0 means land. So this is the input which is given. So the water is at 0, 2 and the water body is at 1, 0. Now I want to return height in the form of a matrix. So I will create a height matrix of size m by n. And since we know that we will be applying BFS from the water bodies, so this will be a multi-source BFS. So I will be inputting all these source into the queue. So what will be the source node? The first source node will be, let's say, 0, 2, and the second source node will be, let's say, 1, 0. Okay. So this will be level number 0. You can say it is level number 0. I will be making a visited array of the same size m by n, so that this will keep track of what all nodes have been inserted, right? So I will not be reprocessing the node again. So once I push them, then I will mark these nodes as true. That means they have now been visited. So what I will do, you do the simple level order traversal, you first find the size of the queue. So this will become level 0. And by the way, before starting this BFS, I have to mark the water bodies with height 0 as mentioned in the problem statement. The height of the water body will be starting from 0. So we will be finding out the number of nodes at level 0. So 2 nodes. So I will be running the loop 2 times. So I will be first extracting this 0, 2, and I will try to make all the 4 directional calls. So if you look at the 0, 2, then upside call is not possible. It will be out of bound. Right side call is out of bound. The bottom call. Can I make a bottom call? Yes, because that is not visited. So I will mark it visited and I will try to traverse. So if you traverse here, this is a land piece. Definitely it has to be a land piece. Otherwise you cannot traverse. So since it is a land piece, I will be increasing the height by +1. What is the current height? It will be set by the level. So what will be the new height here? It will be level +1. So this will become 1 here. Okay. And now I will mark it as true. That means it is visited, and I will be pushing 1, 2 into the queue. Right. Now I will try to make the left call. In this case, if you make the left call, it is not a water body, it is a land. So I can make the call. And for this case, if you check out, this is not visited as well. So I will mark it as visited. And the height here will be the current height, which is 0 plus 1, because I am moving to the adjacent cell. So the absolute difference will be 1, right? So I will be increasing the height here, and I will be marking here 1, level +1, right? And I will be pushing this into the queue. So 0, 1 is pushed now. Now we are done processing this 0, 2. So I will take out 1, 0. When you take out this 1, 0, then I will try to process URDL format, up, right, down, left. So I'll try to go up. Is this 0, 0 not visited? Yes, it is not visited. So I'll mark it as visited. And then this is a land piece. So since it is a land piece, I will be marking it with the value of level +1. So this will be 1, right? And I will be pushing it into the queue. So 0, 0 is pushed. Next time when you make the right call at 1, 1, so this is not visited. So I will mark it as visited. You go to the right hand side, and then this value will be marked with level +1. So this value becomes 1 here, and we will push this 1, 1 into the queue as well. We are done. We will try to make the down call. In this case, this is also not visited. Mark it as visited. When we go down, the value will be level +1, right? And we will push 2, 0 into the queue. That now this is also done. So we cannot make a left call, and we are done with by processing this 1, 0. So everybody at level 0 is done. Once everybody at level 0 is done, I will increase the level value by doing level ++. And now when we move to the next level, find out the size. So the queue size will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these all are present at level number 1, and we have to process them one by one. So once you take out each of the node, I will take out 1, 2. Now when 1, 2 comes out, can you make an upside call? It is not possible because that is visited. Right side call is out of bound. The bottom call will be possible because this is not visited, right? So I can mark it as visited, and the value will be level +1. So here you will write 2, and I will be pushing 2, 2 into the queue. Okay, 2, 2 has been pushed. Can I make a left call? No, because this is already visited and we are done with 1, 2. Let's now take out 0, 1. So for this 0, 1, we cannot make an up call. It will be out of bound. Right call, it is already visited. Down call, it is already visited. Left call, it is already visited. So we are done. Let's take out 0, 0. For 0, 0, upside call will be out of bound. right side call is already visited, down call already visited, left call is out of bound. So we are done. Take out 1 comma 1. For 1 comma 1 upside call is already visited, right call already visited, down call it is not visited, so mark it visited. And now the height here will be level plus 1, so that will be 2, and we will be pushing 2 comma 1 into the queue. Okay, now left side call will not be possible because this is visited. We are done. Let's take out 2 comma 0. When you take out 2 comma 0, upside call not possible, it is true, already visited. Right side call already visited, down and left are already out of bound, so not possible. Now we are done with everybody at level 1. So we will be going to the next level. Do level plus plus and find out the size of the queue. So these all nodes will come to level number 2. So there are 2 nodes, that means 2 cells. Let's process them one by one. So now we will take out 2 comma 2 and try to process all the adjacent nodes. Upside it is already visited, right side and down side are out of bound, left side already visited, so we are done. 2 comma 1 take out, upside already visited, right side already visited, down side out of bound, left side already visited, so we cannot do anything. And now the queue is empty. Now when the queue is empty, your BFS is done, and whatever we stored in the heights array, we will be returning it as our result. So this particular technique is called multi-source BFS. In this technique, the first step was to push all the water cells in the queue. So these are all the multi-source. And when we push all the water cells, I will be marking their height in the heights array with 0 value. And I will be marking the visited array at the corresponding water cells to be true while insertion, right? And then in the second step, we will be applying multi-source level order BFS, which will be traversing exactly the cells number of times, right? So if you look at the number of times that we are traversing this entire matrix 2 times. So since the number of cells are mn, therefore the time complexity will be order of mn, right? And the space complexity, the time complexity is mn, the space complexity will be, we are taking a visited array, so that is order of mn, and q is also an extra space, but this visited cells will be actually the maximum, so mn plus mn will be mn. Therefore the time complexity is mn and the space complexity is also mn. I hope you are able to understand it. Let's now look at the code. If you are someone who is looking to prepare for top product based company within a limited time of just 3 months, then we have brought for you both the DSA and the system design live interview training program. The most important feature of this program is you get a filtered and condensed structured curriculum, in-depth discussion of all the topics, and my guarantee of your understanding, one-on-one guidance with me, and live weekend classes. To know more about the training, you can WhatsApp us on this given number. In this code, I have taken the pair integer in the name of PII, and then I have created an isValid function where you will send your XY coordinate with the number of rows and columns, and it will return true if the cell is valid, otherwise it will return false. So in the driver function highest peak, we are getting the isWater array, and I will be taking a queue. I will be finding the number of rows and columns in mn n, and I'll be taking the heights array initialized to a predefined value of 0. So step number 1 was to push all the start points for the multi-source BFS. So what I will do is I will take the visited array, assign all the values false, unvisited initially, and I will be iterating for all the cells in the isWater input array. And whenever I find isWater equals to 1, that means it is a water cell, so I will be pushing it as the source node in the queue, and I will be marking them visited. So this is step number 1. Now after doing this, we will be applying the multi-source BFS. So this is step number 2. I will be taking the direction array to make all the up, right, down, left calls using the for loop. Then I will be taking the level value equals to 0. I will be starting with level 0. So simply I will be doing the level order traversal until the queue is empty. At every level I will be finding the number of items which will be given by the queue size, and I will be exactly processing those many items. So I will be taking the front of the queue, finding the XY coordinate, and then making all the 4 directional calls, and if the new cell is valid and if it is not visited, then I will try to visit it. So I will mark it visited. I will update the height value to 1 plus level, and I will be pushing this value into the queue. Okay, and once we are done by all the 4 directional call, I will go to the next node in the current level and process, and once the entire level nodes are done, I will be doing level plus plus. and once all the cells are processed, then the queue will become empty, and then I will get out of the while loop, and finally we have to return the heights array. So this is the entire code, and I hope you are able to understand it. If you still have any doubt, then feel free to comment below and I'll try to help you as soon as possible. Like and share our video and subscribe to our channel in order to watch more of these programming videos. See you guys in the next video. Thank you.